unbiased fan, Brim Reaper in the building. So let's talk about it. So Anthony Joshua was triumphant in the 12th round decision over Jermaine Franklin, and everybody says Anthony Joshua was washed up, right? Is he washed up? If we look at Anthony Joshua's history, there's a couple things we want to note. When he fights fighters that are smaller, he doesn't knock them out. As you can see, Andy Ruiz, Usyk, smaller fighters. He's had a tougher time with smaller fighters. And Jermaine Franklin, they're talking like Jermaine Franklin some type of bum. Last time I checked, Jermaine Franklin lost one fight. And in one fight, he didn't lose. They gave it to Dillian White with his washed up ass. He's never been knocked out. I don't even think he's been knocked down. So let's get to the good. The good of Anthony Joshua is he utilized his jab very well. He also defensively was very sound. He did not take a lot of punishment whatsoever. His face was clean after the fight. Some things to build on. And I think Derek James is the right trainer for him. So those are the good. So let's talk about the bad. The bad is he did not knock out Jermaine Franklin. So that knocked out his grade of being a high grade to being an okay grade. He did okay. Not great, not bad. Just okay. He does still seem gun shy to attack. He's not following through with his punches all the way through. He's shortening his punches up, which may be a benefit for him. But on the surface, that is a problem because with him shortening his punches up and him being a fighter that now looks like he's gun shy, we're going to question him in his tenacity and if he can actually be able to beat, the upper echelon. So when we're talking about, Wilder, Fury, and including Joe Joyce as well. So they're talking about him fighting again in July, August, before he fights again in December. They want him to fight 3 times, which makes sense. He does need more time with Derek James. But I don't want to see him fight Dillian White. Dillian White is washed. He's past the back 9. He's on the whole 18. I don't want to see him fight Dillian White. The 2 fights that would make most sense would be Joe Joyce or Underwhelming. Joe Joyce probably wouldn't be able to happen because Frank Warren's going to want a bigger cut, and he's the B-side. Come on. You guys just got to fighting at a much smaller stadium after his biggest victory. Anthony Joshua sells out Wembley with a fighter that no one really knows that much about. So that tell you everything you need to know. So in my opinion, I think Underwhelming should be the best fight for him to have. And shout out to Ring IQ because he made this point, and this is a factual point. The factual point is that if he knocks out Underwhelming, he's doing something that Fury couldn't do because people hold Joshua to a much higher standard than they hold Wilder and then they hold Fury. Fury can have a trilogy with somebody that no one wanted that fight. No one wanted to see a fucking Derek Joshua trilogy, but he can have that fight. And then Deontay Wilder can fight his sparring partner who's basically on the last putt on the last 9, right? They don't get judged too heavily. But Joshua fights a respectable contender, and it's an issue. Makes no sense to me. But hey, that's when you're one of the cash cows, that's just what's going to come with the territory. So, I'm not going to throw a life raft over there for Anthony Joshua because of that, but I'm just going to state the obvious and clear facts here. Also, big reports saying that Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford is a done deal. And they're going to announce it during the Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia fight for June 17th. So it looks like those Spectrum pay-per-view hold for June wasn't no bullshit. And I didn't feel like it was bullshit because they had no reason not to put that information out. They had no reason not to. They're not the fighting companies. That information was given to them by PBC higher-ups. So I don't think it's cap. I'm still not going to jump out the window. I'm not going to jump out the window for it. I'm not going to lie about that. But if it's the fight is the GOAT, thank you. But I guarantee you this, and this is a strong feeling, that Terrence Crawford is going to look so much better, win, lose, or draw, in this fight. Because I bet you he ain't getting the percentage that he was getting the first time. I bet you it's a better percentage. I bet you. PBC got their hands tied. They got to make big fights happen, one way or another. They can't fuck over the people on the other side or the people that's not directly involved with PBC to make this type of fight happen, because they need the big fights to have the proper showcasing of being warranted to be kept by Paramount Plus when Showtime gets swallowed up by the end of this year. So I don't believe Terrence Crawford is getting 30 to 35%. I bet you he's getting a better percentage this time. But we'll find out in due time. We will. But Terrence Crawford will be vindicated. I feel like he's been vindicated in regards to Boots. He's been vindicated in regards to Virgil Ortiz. And I think he's going to be vindicated when it comes to Spence. And we're going to get a chance to see the fight. I still believe that Terrence Crawford wins by a late stoppage or a decision. We're going to see, though. Hopefully we going to see. But I'm sure a lot of us are not getting our hopes up in regards to that. And they're playing the wait and see mode. And last but not least, this undercard for Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis is hot dog water. It's hot dog water. It's horrible. I mean, I guess all the money goes to the big fighters, but geez, could you give us a little bit more than this? I mean, I got some of my partners saying that they Fire Sticks is ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and pay for the fight, because if we want to have big fights, we got to support, you know what I mean? So I'm going to support, even though I do feel like it could be so much better. It could be so much better. But shout out to the Zone for being smart, because people in UK are getting Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis at no charge. It's just with their subscription. Why? Because the fight is going to be wee hours in the damn morning when this fight happens. So it's going to be 5 o'clock in the morning in the UK when this fight happens. So I think they're pretty smart by doing so. I got to give them credit for that. That was a smart move. And then also, anybody that's in the United States, if you have the Zone, take advantage of this opportunity, because we're not going to pay $85 for this fight. We're going to pay 60 something. So I'm going to take advantage of the fact that I'm a Zone subscriber and don't have to pay this a substantially absurd amount of $250 for the year until the end of the year, because I bought my subscription before this insane price hike started. So take advantage of that. If you already subscribed to the Zone, you get the Tank and Ryan Garcia fight at a much cheaper price. I think of $60 or $65. I'll be purchasing mine this weekend, and I'll confirm that 100%. But I'm sure there's somebody else in the comments, if you can, just confirm that. But I think that's the news in regards to the main stuff. Shout out to all of y'all. I'm glad to be able to make another video or talk this boxing shit. But boxing need to step this game up, because you see WWE and UFC is basically now partnered together within the same company umbrella, 21 point something billion worth. Boxing can't keep up with that type of shit. Boxing, you need the visibility. This paywall shit ain't gonna last forever. You gotta be able to put these fighters in front of people so they can build the type of fan base they need, because all these paywall fights is limiting their visibility with the general public. And that's just my opinion. I appreciate you guys. It's the Unbiased Fan, Brent Reaper, and I'm out of this bitch. What?